Welcome to SunnySpeaks, here again with another review for you, and you. And today I'm here to talk about Smile 2, directed by Parker Finn and starring Naomi Scott. She plays the lead character, Sky Riley, who goes on a journey of horror and hallucination as a demon taunts her with a smile. So, just to preference this whole review, I fell asleep on the first smile, so this is a review seeing this movie without any real context, understanding the gimmick, the genre, but not any real prior context. So I really enjoyed this movie a lot. It's been getting really great reviews, and a big part of that, a big selling point that many people have said, and I will reiterate too. Naomi Scott does an amazing job as Sky Riley. I think that she really portrays this character very broken, very damaged, very sad, in ways relatable, in ways not relatable at all. But her vices and her addictions being mixed in with this demon who plays on your mind and plays on the people around you and how they look at you and view you, it really worked for me as far as like the journey that she is on and the isolation that she feels while being around so many people and so many people loving her and wanting her autograph and all this stuff, but yet she feels so alone. I felt that. And I don't think that I think the script in this movie is good, but I think that she elevates this movie and what it's trying to do so much because of what she brings to it. There's a certain uneasiness that she brings, a certain uncomfortability where like it's hard to even look at what she's doing, how like awkward things can be, but also like how incredibly sad things can be. There are lines that she says that I find like chilling, and they are just her talking about her mind and herself, not even the in reference to the demon itself. And so Naomi Scott does an amazing job, and shout out to just all women in horror movies. Like these with horror movies, I like, we talk about scream queens and all that, but not but that is a title and something to be proud of, to be a scream queen. But just for myself, just putting this out into my YouTube space, shout out women in horror movies. These movies would not be the same without you guys, without these actresses who do great jobs as these characters and really embody the fear that the movie is trying to evoke into the audience. So shout out to them, and shout out to Naomi Scott for her portrayal of Sky Riley. My second favorite part of this film was the cinematography. I think that Parker Finn does an amazing job as far as the way that he uses the setting of New York City and the way that he just, I don't know, like from like the color grade and certain shots. Like I love like the slow zoom in shots on a character's face, certain transitions. They didn't all work for me. None of them were bad, but there were certain transitions he did that I thought were really smart and really like, wow, that's really cool. Like how I said, the inverted shots of New York, I thought really worked for me, especially like after certain scenes happen, because you really feel like just this, like everything is upside down for this character. Everything is like off, and you feel that, and the visual language shows that. So shout out to him as well. And there's like multiple one takes in this, so and that's not pulled off without everybody behind the camera. So his staff and the people that he hired to do the things behind the scenes, they did an amazing job. And this movie does feel like people care about it. I think a lot of times in horror movies nowadays, we don't get that. We don't feel that as an audience member. It's just a movie to see. But even though this is just another movie to see, it's not anything like groundbreaking. I do feel like you feel the love in it, and that's what makes it so fun. Like that's what makes this movie so enjoyable to me. I was laughing at times that maybe I shouldn't have been laughing at. I was sad at times that definitely were supposed to be sad. And yeah, I thought it did a really great job as far as like the tones that it was balancing and just the effort put into the film. Also, shout out to Rosemarie Dewitt, who plays Sky Riley's mom. She's also Huey's mom in The Boys, which I just found out from a review that I watched earlier today. I really loved the ambiguity of her character because she is I heard somebody, it was actually Double Toasted, heard them say that like she has like valid points in what she's saying to Sky coming from addiction and rehab, and so everything that she's saying is like everything that Sky is saying to her mom is like, yeah, I hear you, but I don't trust you. And we have all these people around us who need you and have funded money for this tour and all this stuff. And for me, I didn't like her. I felt like what she was doing was very helicopter parent-y and not looking at her child as a child first. But I think that's because of the ambiguity, and also like the she's not in the movie like she's in the movie, and not saying like she's like spare in it, but I do feel like there's a little bit of purpose on why like she's in it when she is in it. And the ambiguity of how she plays the character allows perspective to be different. Like for some people, they might think that she really does care about her child. For me, I feel like it only endeared me more to Sky because of me feeling like she's even more alone, because the person that should be caring for her the most is really looking at her as a meal ticket and as a career rather than a child. So shout out to her as well. As far as the, like I said, the story I think is really great, or I'll say is really good. The horror around it, for me, I think that the smiling gimmick will never be like this really terrifying thing to me. I'm not somebody who gets super scared in horror movies, but I definitely was like uncomfortable and uneasy at times. Don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of that came from more the story embedded in the horror rather than the horror itself. Um, I think that a lot of times I found certain things is like kind of funny and kind of just like I don't know, just kind of weird. But Sky's reactions to things really helped me stay grounded in what's happening and allowed me to just feel what she's feeling rather than what I'm feeling myself. And movies like Hereditary, I think, remind me of stuff like this, where it's more the story inside of the horror that really disturbs me rather than the horror itself. And that's really cool. And again, I think a lot of that goes to the actors and actresses who really like throw themselves into these roles and allow themselves to be very three-dimensional, despite being characters that aren't the best people, Sky included. um, and looking at my notes, I also want to say that this movie does have really effective jump scares. And not a lot of movies have that. There are many times where I see a jump scare and I'm just, and this one really got me sometimes. Like I definitely moved. My whole body would move, and they were effective and they never felt cheap. Like things, if it was a jump scare, something was happening. It wasn't a cat like "Meow." It wasn't doing that. It was like a real thing happening that affected the character in a significant way. It made them jolt as well. And I thought that was really well done. So overall, I'm gonna try to have my own rating system at some point, but overall, I would give this movie a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I recommend it for like a group if you have a bunch of friends that you would just want to go see a movie with. I think this movie is really fun, even though I said that it can be sad. I think that it's definitely just a fun ride and something to see with a bunch of people and hear their thoughts. Like there are twists and turns. There are really cool effects. Really cool just like ideas and set design and um costume design as well. Like because she's a pop star, there are really cool costumes that she wears and outfits. It's a really cool looking movie, and so shout out to Parker Finn for just making something that looks good. Sometimes people can't even do that. So yeah, like and subscribe if you're watching this. I really appreciate you for just staying as long as you did if you are. In the comments, let me know if you've seen the first one and what you think about that. If you are gonna go see the second one, if you've seen the second one after seeing the first one, let me know if you like whichever one you like more. um I would really like to hear anybody's thoughts on this. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll be back again. I don't know what I'm going to review next. I've seen so many movies this year, and I'm not just gonna review movies, but we'll get there one day. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you're having a good day or night, and peace.